there, you're watching Gardens and Graveyards. My name is Charisma, and today we're in Portland, Oregon at the Greenwood Cemetery as well as the G.A.R Cemetery. We're going to check out both of those cemeteries. They're butted up against 3 other cemeteries that we are not going to have time to go to today. But first I kind of want to orientate myself about the cemetery, and so I'm gonna put the camera up on the dashboard. We're gonna take a little drive, and then we'll stop and we'll find our first burials in each of the cemeteries. So let's go. All right, here we go. If the air conditioning ends up being way too loud, I may just put music over this and we'll just have a little tour. Huge tree. Oh my goodness. These are silver maples, which I am loving because where I grew up in Southern California, we had these in our parks. So it's really fun to see them. Of course, there's some chestnuts in here as well. Oh, I think that might be the first burial right there. Just pull over somewhere. Well, we'll come back. So I do like driving through the cemeteries before I go and try to find the burials, because sometimes I can sort of figure out general locations as far as how old the burials are, just from roadside driving. And I have a good idea of just how large the cemetery is, because, you know, sometimes you start walking these grounds and you get quite, you know, you get pulled along into the history, and the next thing you know, you're acres away from where you thought you would be. Oh, there's a woodsman of the world. Can you see the tree stump right there? Or what looks like a tree stump? That is a Woodsman of the World monument. Anyways, it's really easy to just get pulled way back into the back of these cemeteries and don't even know how far you walked or anything like that. So I like to just sort of orientate myself. There's a fork in the road here. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take it. I don't know if all the cemeteries actually join. That sign still says Greenwood. And it's only one way. So there's a blue spruce right there. Looks like somebody tending to some bees on the corner. Or in the, maybe they're picking blackberries, I'm not sure. They're in bee getup though. To have bees on the cemetery property. It's kind of cool. Right. My goodness, look at that. Jeez, that was a huge trees. Okay, so then we have the Riverview Cemetery private property is on the other side. So I'm not sure which side is Greenwood and which side is Riverview, but it looks like we're kind of, I don't know, looking at both. Huh. There's another Woodsman of the World monument. So we're looking at the Riverview side from this angle, but on my left, pretty sure that's still Greenwood. It's like a little island there. So we're gonna loop back around. Riverview is a huge cemetery that is still very active, and just don't have time for that one today. not sure if this island piece is part of Greenview, or Greenwood rather, or Riverview. Really interesting piece of land here. But we're gonna head back into Greenwood. Apparently there's a pond around here somewhere. I don't know if I'll find it or not. Some huge monuments in here. Come back through and take photos. So you can see over here is the Grand Army of the Republic on my right, and then Greenwood is on my left. So cool. Have an idea, and we're back to where we started, so we'll just start walking around. It's not quite as large as I thought it might be, which is great. Yeah, so let's park and take a walk. Alright, here we are in the Greenwood Hills Cemetery in Portland, Oregon, off of Boone's Ferry. And can you check out that grove of trees right there with the headstones in the middle? Absolutely gorgeous. See what the dates are on these. Sorry about all the traffic noise in the background. It's kind of like really busy area, as is most of Portland. I swear every time I visit a cemetery here, it's just like loud. Oh my goodness, it feels so nice underneath these trees. Would you look at that monument over there though? My goodness. So the first burial in the cemetery was Phoebe. Let's see. Oh, and then I just Phoebe Kellogg Hathaway. And they were buried in 1851, as well as W.D. Kellogg was also buried just a couple weeks later in 1851. So we'll see if we can find them. This is 1906. And oh, look at that stone right there. Oh my gosh, it's huge. You guys, this stone is probably 8 feet tall. That is intense. 1909 family headstone. There's multiple people with the same last name along here and along that way. Wow, some of these monuments are huge. This one is quite large as well. My goodness. Okay, I'm actually looking for, we will certainly honor the Kellogg's if we come across them, but who I'm really looking for is Sarah Margaret Kellogg, and she was buried in 1857, a few years later. From what I can tell, she's the first woman burial. Now, Phoebe is kind of up in the air because it's spelt Phebe, which is kind of gender neutral, I guess. So I'm not entirely sure if it's a man or a woman. Oh, you can really see the layout of the cemetery from this angle. So you have this huge cedar right there. Wow. And then you can see how the monuments are in a circle around this cedar, and they continue. If you could see, they go in a circle and a circle, a circle. They're in rings, which is just super fascinating to me. I love that they have these giant urns right there for planting. Oh, and then this beautiful grove of trees. This is a holly tree right here. There's birch trees and pine trees. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. 1920s, almost matching monuments there. Look at this one. This tree is like dancing or crossing its legs or something. The bark on that tree is really beautiful too. They have like this really great walking tour of all of their trees on the property, which I did not know about, and they only have part 2 available at their entryway. So I'm hoping I could get a hold of part 1, and maybe one of these days we come back and do a tree tour, because I think that would be really super fun and interesting. Look at these. They're so beautiful. These huge monuments. I really like this interesting shape right here, and there's multiple right here, right next to each other. Let's see, this one is oh, here's Joseph Kellogg. Oh good, here's some Kellogg's. Here's Estella and Joseph Kellogg, 1903. Here is Captain someone, 1924. Margaret Kellogg, 1931. I wonder if this is a Kellogg here. Okay. Yes, this is a Kellogg. You could see their family name right there. Here is Daniel Hathaway and Phoebe. Okay, father, excuse me. Here is Phoebe, wife of Daniel Hathaway. Well, then that tells me right there it's a woman, if wife of, right? So then this says she was 32 years old, 11 months, and some days. I can't tell. Well, that's amazing. So we're actually here, and we're going to honor Phoebe with some flowers. So I'm just gonna put these in the ground right here, and hopefully that's okay. Ugh. Right. Well, how cool is that? There she is. Very first woman burial, and the very first burial of Greenwood Hills Cemetery. It always makes me interested in how this was the chosen spot. I mean, this is quite near the very center of this cemetery. And so I don't know if they just started making rings in and out from this position. I believe Phoebe here. There's a broken headstone here, really small. It may have been a child, I don't know. There's more Kellogg's. All of these, this shape. I'm gonna find out what the name of that shape is. Headstones, those all belong to Kellogg's, as well as some of these small short ones. And this is the second burial right here from 1851, and then we've got 1853. So we have the first burial down there, and then the second here, and then there's multiple burials in between them. I'm not sure what their relations were, anything like that. Find that, I mean, there's these huge spires in here, really beautiful. That's another Kellogg. Wow. 1888. This is Bertha Hamilton. Okay. And this is the one that I thought may have been Sarah Kellogg's. Yeah. So this is who I thought was the first woman burial. So that means she's the second woman burial. Sarah Kellogg. And her headstone has been broken. Clearly it was, that would have been just a huge headstone of that style. Interesting. We have this. Looks like a family plot here. So cool. And then the trees are just absolutely gorgeous in here, you guys. Just stunning specimens. Oh, look at this guy. Wow. That is intense. It's got its own sidewalk. It's huge. There's no names on it. Oh my gosh. Look at this one. I'm noticing these limbs from this tree fell. And it's this sacred to the memory of Gustava Attilia. I don't know. Something. Okay. Now look at all these little toys in this root system. Cute. Well, those are really cool looking, just different styles of headstones. This is just so beautiful. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at this. Look at this. This tree has swallowed up this headstone. I wish there was like any evidence of who this was. That would be so cool to see. But I mean, you can imagine this tree was nowhere near this large when they were buried, placed here. There's some more. Those may have come out of there or something. I'm not sure. This is Compton Day, 1885. Oh, look at that. That's really interesting. I see if there's any headstones that you could see in there. No, I'm not really noticing that, but wow. That's pretty intense. Cool. And there's this little tiny one right there. We've got 1876, 1890. $1920s. This is an interesting shape. Read what it says. Okay, let's head 1895 with those cool looking different shapes here. It's a Minnie. Minnie was such a popular name back in the 1800s. 1887. Alright. I feel like I should get out from underneath this maple that's dropping giant limbs. Oh. Okay. Well, let's take a walk. Look at that huge cross. Let's go see what that's about. So just for reference, that was the first burial right in that area. We've got these large monuments over here. This family monument, Kirkwood's, stunning. Whoa. That is a huge tree. Trees around here are so impressive. Okay, let's get over here and look at this cross. It's pretty amazing looking. Wow. That's really huge. I love that it's on a rock. There's no name associated. Could be for any one of these families. So look at this one. It's a monument, a very clear circle around it. Huh. If you could tell how huge that cross is from any kind of a reference of me in front of it, but it is huge. Beautiful. Right. I'm curious about this hedge, so I'm gonna go check that out. The cemetery does continue over that direction. We drove all the way around there. I want to know more about this hedge. The layout of the cemetery is strange to me. They're like in these little circles around large monuments. Here's these ones are all lined up, I guess. Let's see, this one is from 1899, 1893, 1917, jumps up to 1966, 1890, another 1890. And we've got this like cool hedge. Just gonna go all the way around. I'm trying to see if there's any common name all the way around. It's like this family, and who knows if they have anything to do with this hedge or not. Makes you wonder how old this boxwood hedge is. Okay, so looking up into this tree, there are what is considered widowmakers. So you see this branch coming right here, and it's broken way up there. A good gust of wind can knock that guy down, fall on someone, and create a widow, which I think is very ironic in a cemetery. Anyway, so let's get in here. All right, so we've got a ivy ground cover surrounded by a boxwood hedge. We've got James Hawkins, 1912, and then we've got Eugenie Hawkins in 73. I wonder what those say. Obviously, one family plot. I'm not comfortable walking in ivy. I've seen far too many rats in ivy. I'm not going to be walking around in here. So I just don't want to disturb anybody. But maybe I'll look it up online and see if I can figure out who that family is. Let's see if there's more. I can't really read, but I could read first names, not last names, so I'm not sure. Right. That's interesting. Woo! Look at those spider webs on there. Eek! Cool. 1948. Pretty sure this is 19. Yeah. 1931, mother and father. It's a traditional tombstone style. This looks like it has a little story, maybe. Berryman Jennings, first Grand Master of the Grand Lodge, AF and AM of Oregon, born in Kentucky, June of 1807, elected M.W. Grand Master in 1851, died in December of 1888. Erected in his memory by the M.W. Grand Lodge, AF and AM of Oregon. Cool. Huh. Okay, and then I have to check out the book because I love book monuments. They're one of my favorites. Zena and Marie Ellis. I love them. It's a really sweet cemetery. This is different. It's a different style for sure. 1946. We've got a monument got knocked over there. There's a peace dove there. The Kellogg family is over there in that little grouping of monuments. Again, you could see really clear how it goes in circles. If that shows up on camera or not. It's just really interesting that they have chosen to place everyone like that. All right, we have this copse of trees. There's a bunch of little ones. 1866 to 1925. It's a baby. It's a 2-year-old. Okay, there's mother and father Carson, and then, okay, so we've got mother and father Carson, and then all these tiny, like they're little children in a circle around these holly trees. This is Melinda King. She's kind of off here by herself. Mother and father. Okay. Let's see. These are babies. Quite a few babies, so I wonder if this is just like a dedicated area for the little ones underneath this beautiful cedar tree. There's a handmade. This one's a little bit different. 1879 to 1962. Whew. 87 to 63. Here's another handmade one. Okay. It's so strange to just like stand in a circle and have all these monuments in a circle. It's just different. Okay, I'm gonna head back to the front. The Jones family, I think I read something about them, but I can't remember what. Head back over to the car and grab some flowers for the next cemetery we're gonna head to right over there. But let's take a look at this monument that's fallen off of its base and a raz. Oh, look at this. These trees are massive. All these hollies. That wraps it up for this video, everyone. Thank you so much for walking with me in the graveyard today. Until the next time, keep celebrating life. Bye.